Hello my scrappy friends, it is Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters and thank you for joining me for a Kitaholic Kits design team layout. I started this layout by pulling out some of my inks and just kind of going for it. That was a very bright pink, but it's fun. Pulling out the Distress Oxides, and then I tried using this little mini Heidi swap, but she ain't very dark. So I do pull out a different Distress Oxide that's kind of in a similar light pink shade as well, because I now need to get some of that really light pink in there because the other pink's overpowering. There we go. And then once I do all that, I do get a little one of those sponge makeup brush thingies that are from Kmart and just kind of smooth it out just a little. I'm not sure what I was going for here. Most of it's dried, but I was going for something. And then I decide I need to spritz some water. So I just spray some water on there and then I pop it aside to dry. Now that that is done and it's drying and I'm about to start working on the rest of my layout, I do want to mention that this is absolutely a scrap lift. I found this scrap lift on Pinterest, but unfortunately it didn't have a watermark. So I have no idea whose layout I am scrap lifting, but it's brilliant and I love it. And thank you very much for sharing it. And you will know that if it's yours because my layout looks very, very similar. I stuck very closely to your original layout. So thank you very much for sharing it because I love it. And if I could give you credit, I would, but you don't have a watermark on your work. So I'm not sure if it's yours whose it is. But your frames and the frames that I loved were doodly frames. Now, I don't know if you purchased them like that. You probably did, but I didn't. I hand drew all of mine on the back of the orange frames that we got in our set. The orange didn't really work for this layout, so I just flipped them over and grabbed the pen I was using then. Actually wasn't that great. I ended up using a thin Posca pen and created some really fun doodly patterns and I don't know, squiggly bits to add details to these frames, and they were really fun. I love the way these frames turned out, and I'll definitely keep that in mind to do that again. This one I'm going to put my photo into and I'm going to pop it up on foam so it's a bit more of the feature. It is a family photo that we took in September for Father's Day. We haven't had a family photo in a while and I was really happy with it. I just can't believe how grown up the boys are looking, and gosh, time just goes fast is all I can say. So now I'm going to play by putting a few bits and pieces inside the frames, not too much. This is going to be quite a subtle layout because the background is so pretty and the doodling frames are so pretty and the photo is so pretty that it doesn't need too much. So just a few bits and bobs. I love the black and white feel with these other bits as well. I think that's really cute with these flowers that go with the frames. That's why they're on the outside and, all of that cute stuff. So this layout was actually really easy to do, of course, because I had that inspiration to copy from. This was the first layout I made for the month. I'm not sure exactly what order I am sharing these layouts in, but I made this one very, very first. And sometimes for me, when I get a new kit, I can feel overwhelmed. The product is beautiful, the colors are beautiful, the bits and pieces are beautiful, but I do not know where to start. And so for me, I just did some scrolling, jumped onto the old Pinterest and did some scrolling. And as soon as I saw this pop up, I knew that this was where I wanted to go to first. So I started my month's worth of layouts with this scrap lift. And then after that sort of got the juices flowing, then I was free to create on my own, so to speak. A tip that I like to do, no one's asking, but I have the microphone, is sometimes, not always, but sometimes I pick an element from the kit. So, for example, I might Google like frames scrapbook layouts, or I might pick like the ephemera pack and type the actual name of the ephemera pack scrapbook layouts. And then I know I'm going to get photos that are, so the layouts that come up on Pinterest, if I type in the specific product, are of course going to be easier to scrap lift identically because the ephemera pieces we have. Like if you type something a bit more vague, like frame scrapbook layout, or even with this kit as well, because there are so many beautiful wood grains in the paper packs, if you just write wood grain scrapbook layouts, you're going to get a huge variety using a whole bunch of different supplies that I just find is a really nice way to get the juices flowing, that start you thinking, oh, I could do that. Oh, I could do one like that. I've got this wood grain paper that would look so amazing. And then you just go for it, and all of a sudden you've started making layouts. And so that is how I started off with this one. I was just scrolling the Pinterest, saw this one pop up and thought, oh, I have frames. I think I could flip my frames over and do my own little, squigglies on there. And the rest, as they say, is history, because here it is. And it also just got me going with the other 3 layouts for the month. So very fun. I am almost finished. I am just popping on some of the cute little hearts. 1 and 2. And then I will do some splatters, I'm sure, because I always do splatters. I think there's one layout this month that doesn't have splatters. Shock and horror. And here are my close-ups. So it's a really fun, beautiful layout. So simple to make, but yet so effective. I think the hand-drawn squiggles on the frames just look incredible, and I'll definitely be doing that again. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this layout. Happy scrapping, and I will see you all again next week. Bye, everyone.